Hey famous warrior, welcome back to our channel. I'm a student, a Bible school student. I'm studying at Chama, Zambia. I love music. I love God. I love visiting new places. And I love making new friends.
I love music. I love to dance. And I love cleaning. And I love pineapple. That's if it qualifies, and I also love just being hands-on, like anything to do with sound or music or media.
For me, the first thing I like about Louise is her mindset of developing leaders around her. It's just mind-blowing, because I don't think I even have words to describe this part of Louise, because in most of the cases with other people that I've interacted with, they're the kinds where they have so much packed in them that they don't want to give out. But Louise is the give out. She gets and gives. She gets and gives. She doesn't keep so much in her. And that just inspires me, because looking at where I am right now, it's because of Louise and how she inspired me. It was her inspiration, because she as well went through Bible school. And when I first told her that I want to go to a Bible school, it wasn't judgmental, because the other people I told, it was like, girl, what are you doing? You understand? Yeah. But for her, it was like, okay, why? Not asking because she's in the motion of wanting to discourage me, but because she wants to understand where I'm coming from and where I'm going. And because she created a safe environment for me to talk to her and express my feelings, it was easy for me to just go on with the decision of going for the course, even though I had so many negative feedback from people, because others were like, you just came out of high school, you're fresh from high school, why would you want to go to a Bible school? The first question was, do you want to become a pastor? I was like, no, I don't want to become a pastor. It's not like I just felt that eager to want to know God, and it was hard for me to communicate to people like, I'm doing this because I want to know God. It was like every single person, it was like, you want to become a pastor. But for Louise, because she understood that and she has the love of wanting to grow the people who are around her, she encouraged me. She didn't push me to go for it, because she's passionate about people being leaders, but she won't push you around. She will just walk with you like step by step, encourage you where you need to be encouraged, lift you up when you fall, show you love, just that. So I love that about her, and I give her all the appreciation for me being at Rema right now and doing what I'm doing, because it's like I'm also growing, and because I'm growing and I'm seeing at what Louise is doing, I'm also developing that in myself of wanting to grow others the same way she is growing me, because she's still doing, like, you come back home and you talk about class and she encourages you from what you say, like you keep growing, and she keeps pumping in you, and you don't even like worry that she's going to drain out because she's pumping in me. She's amazing when it comes to that.
Yeah, so to add on, I would say what I love about her is she's so creative. I'm sure you can agree with that. Yeah, so I'll give an example of what happened is there was a time we were working on something and I was like, where do we even start? There was this empty space and we're trying to figure out how we're going to put certain things and just make it beautiful. So while I was still beating up myself, like, okay, how do we do this? And it's amazing how she'll just come up with an idea and it will look beautiful. Yes. So with me, that really I picked up and I love that about her, like just being creative out of, could be anything that you've used or buying or using or something that you threw away and then she just makes it work.
That's so true. So true. That is so true because now that you've mentioned it, it's like it comes so natural to her. It's like she looks at something and she's like, I'll turn this into this. And you'll be there, you'll be like, how? And definitely if she says I'll turn this, she will. And then connecting your point of her being creative, I would want to say her being reliable. Like showing up when you need her. It's Louise is one person who, if you are stuck at a station, your bus has dropped you don't have money, you go. You'll be like, Wizzy, I have no transport money, and she'll be like, I'll come pick you. And if she says I'll come pick you, her phone won't go off. She'll be worried and she will show up. If she says I'll be there in 10 minutes, trust me, she'll be there in 10 minutes. And I love that about her because if you tell her something, you don't have to keep calling her over and over and over again because you know it doesn't feel good. Like if somebody promised you something and then you have to call them,
they're
like
quiet.
But Louise is like, guys, if she says I am going to do this for you, you won't ask again. You might even forget yourself, like, I asked Louise to do this for me, and she would definitely do it. So for me, I love that about her, and it creates a space for me to communicate with her with everything that I need, because I know that she will definitely show up for me. She won't lie to me. She won't block me if I ask her.
Okay, so Fredah, just to ask, would you share like one thing you remember asking her and she did it?
Back to me being a student. Most of the time, we have reading recommendations that they always give us, reading recommendations, and the school doesn't always provide. Like sometimes if they provide, you're lucky, but in most cases they'll tell you figure out what you need to do, but you need this book. And I remember this time, I think it was my second term in my first year, we were doing changes that hill. It's one of the courses that we do, and we needed a book that it's like it was a must, because it was like every single week what we were discussing was like from the book. So you read the book and then you go and discuss. So if you don't have the book, you won't say anything in the group when you are with your friends. So I told Louise, I was like, I need this book, and she said I'll get it. And no, at first, just a correction, at first she thought she had it, because she also did that. So she thought she had the book, and she was like, no, I'll go through the office and then I'll get the book and give it to you. And then she went to check it and it wasn't there. Didn't she panic? Because now to her it was like, no, I told this person I'm going to give them the book and it was not there. And she just went on back and forth, and she even now started reaching out to the friends, because she didn't have a book. She reached out to a number of friends until she found one person who gave her like a soft copy, and she told the person to send. Then she sent to me the soft copy, and I had the soft copy, but she still wanted to get me the hard copy. It was like, I still want to get you the book, because I said I'll get you the book. And I was like, no, but I have the book. No, in case you want like to be highlighting the points that you're reading and stuff. And that was just like, this is not you study, this is me. But the panicking that she was going through, it was like she was the student and I was the one who was supposed to get her the book, you understand? So that time just made me feel loved, and it just showed me how much she cares for every single detail that has to do with somebody who is in her life. It's like she doesn't feel good if she says I would do something for you and she doesn't do it. So yeah, that.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I think even you can testify to say she's reliable. Do you have any like example as well when it comes to her being reliable?
Yes. Very much. So like from the creative point of view is that I would ask her maybe to bring extra paper, or I want some glitter. She would definitely show up and would make it work.
Yeah,
That's
so true.
So another thing I love about Louise is that she's daring. I'm sure you agree with that. And like she'll make you think outside the box. Guys, you need to meet her.
You do?
Like she would dare to just inspire you to just think harder. That's if you get like think hard and creative, like daring you to the point where like, okay, is this going to work? And she's like, I got you. Yes, it has to work. This is what we are supposed to do. So I'll give an example of something that, I don't know, I'm sure when she watches she'll be like, oh, okay. Something that I saw like that was a big dare is her starting up something called Adoro that deals with interior decor. That was just so amazing. Like it started just simple, like, oh, I remember, so there was a time Fredah like doing some decor. I don't know what activity it was. I think it was a baby shower of some sort. And then I told her we should open up something that will be doing decor. And she was like, that's so tiring. I know. Okay, I'll think about it, Cathy. I was like, I'm willing. We'll be doing this on Saturdays because I love to be creative as well. But her just stepping out and starting out that interior decor company just really inspired me. Yeah,
that's so true. Talking about her being daring, this was when she started working on the workbook for reading for the school. Reading, like to develop the kids' reading skills for the school. Yeah. Like when she mentioned that to me, she said, no, I'd talked to Lily to like work on books, and she has given me a list, and then she gave me a list. It was long. It was a long list, and then I was going through these books because you're telling me, no, you go through them, like we check them, and then we have to change like the language, we have to change like the image. So for me, I was like, are we ever going to be done with this? And that was like the list that I had was just like a short list, and she had also another list. And I was just like, this won't happen. But definitely she got it done. She created the book. Everything was okay. She took it for printing, and it became a whole book for the school, like for the kids to be reading. So that for me was just like, wow. And definitely pushed me to like think out of the box. Like it's not always about you measuring the work that you have, but about you looking forward to what is going to produce at the end of the day. And I think that's what she always does. It's like she's like, if I start this, it's not about the process but the end result. Now the kids are reading at school because of what she did. And if somebody was to look at the book, they would think maybe they ordered it from somewhere, but really it's just,
and she does a good job.
She does. You can agree with me, she does. Like you look at her work and you be like, who did this? And she'd be like, me. What? So yeah, that I do love about her as well. From what I've learned about Louise is that leadership is about influencing those closest to you. And for her, she's influencing me so much that I influence those who are closer to me and not closer to her. She influences me, I influence others. It's about you passing on what you've learned to others and not keeping it to yourself.
Okay, so with all this said, I wouldn't have learned the creative aspect about Louise if I didn't see how she did it, and just being intentional about it, and making sure that okay, so I don't need like there are moments where you think, okay, I need money to buy this or maybe to work on this, but even the aspect of thinking outside the box is, I think they marry together with the creative aspect, because you can't be creative if you're not thinking, I mean. So yes, so like it's really helped me to just step out and just make where I am beautiful. Also, I spoke about how Louise is daring to start like new things, and like how we're supposed to try out things without having fear. So personally myself, what I did is I had to step out to join a team at church, a sound team, media team, and I know that I remember being asked why have you chosen this, and in that moment I was like, okay. And just being with Louise, seeing her dare to do things that are like, okay, I didn't see this coming. I thought that was just a chat. But I remember me having to join that team of guys. Yes.
Guys.
Like there were just guys everywhere. And I remember being told to say, are you really going to manage? There'll be all these negatives coming in, but you don't have to fear to dare to do something new. Like myself at that moment, I knew to say, okay, I'll do this. This is what I want. And right now, I'm enjoying. Yeah.
So, before we come to the end, I want to talk about one last thing on how I've learned to be reliable through watching Louise. Guys, I was a yes person. Whether I know that I'm going to do it or I won't do it, I will say yes, just for you to just get off my back. But by watching Louise and seeing how she follows through with what she says, I've learned that it is okay to say no. Not because you want to hurt someone's feelings, but because you know that at this point, I won't do it. And honestly, at first I thought it's rude, but I've learned that it is better to tell somebody no, so that they don't put in everything that they have on what you have said. Because people have told people yes, and I never showed up. But right now I'm a different person. Like, I show up if I've been given work, because now at my new school I'm required to serve, and I serve in different departments, and I'm given different kinds of work, and it's stressful sometimes. And in case you're behind with those work hours, you would want to just accept when you know that I'm not going to meet the deadline. But I have learned that it hurts those you promise most when you don't meet up to your own end of the deal. Then it even hates you, because it won't hate you because you'll be just like, they'll be fine, they'll get over them. But it doesn't, guys. So I've learned that it is okay to say yes, and it is okay to say no. If you know I can't, say I can't. And if you know you can, say you can. And when you say you can, make sure it's you can for real.
Just to add on about being reliable, so Louise is one person who will be able to let you know, maybe let's say if something is coming up and she's not able to do something, she'll communicate with you. Hey, are we able to push this day to do this thing and just make it work? And I feel that's important for us to just take it up and say, if I'm not able, communicate on time. At least not the actual day. You're calling me, okay, today we're not going for dinner. That's like
me. I've even chosen a dress.
Yes.
And book the makeup artist. And then you're telling me we've cancelled. Like how?
Yeah, that's so true. That is so true.
As we wrap up all this that we talked about, we want you at home to tell us in the comment section what you're going to pick up, how you're going to do it, how you're going to go about it, and even tell us, like, if you're growing, tell us that I have grown, guys, and thank you for helping us, so that we just know that this video was helpful. And remember, the chance to fight is always a privilege, and you are worth the fight. The chance to fight is always a privilege, and you are worth the fight.
This is Houston. Say again, please.
The chance to fight is a privilege.
Houston, we have a problem.